zoom, like a race car flight, but it ain't a car. It's a super fast tortoise going the speed of light, breaking all the
Even in space, a group of tortoises is called a creep. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Hello. Welcome to the show. Oh, yeah, I'm live. Hello, Mujinful. The Lawson. Whoa. Hey, what's up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope it's having a wonderful day today on this Friday. Beautiful cold Friday here where I live. What's up, Plum Wolf? Lone Wolf. Hey. Oh, man. Saw a short today that really upset me. A creator on the rise was telling people to quit magic. Like, if you hate magic and you talk all this crap and all this jazz, you should quit magic. And, telling people they should quit magic. No, you shouldn't quit magic. Look, I struggle to stay with magic and keep up with it. And I know I have my biasnesses with magic and what I like to buy, but no, don't quit magic, my friends. Magic is great. It gets us together, puts us in a gathering. We play games, we have good chats. A lot of things going on. Beautiful. I'm going to my first pre-release. Hell yeah. First pre-release Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sounds awesome. That's exciting, Beautiful. I like it. I love it. Yeah. So it's short. It's like a minute short or something like that. And this guy is just saying, "I'm sorry, the prices are too high. You don't like the prices. You don't like secret layers and stuff." The truth is, not everybody's gonna like everything Watsy's gonna do. And if you do, you're probably a corporate shill. Chilling for that money. The short felt heartless. Really, it did. But yeah. So right now I'm trying to keep a cool mind. I'm trying to keep a cool mind with everything going off. My bipolar sensors went crazy after watching that. It was insane. Brother's gonna go along too. Nice, Beautiful. Have you ever built a deck before? It's a good question. But yeah, it sounded like rage bait to me, DeLawson. Rage bait. I didn't comment on the video because I don't want to make a foolish comment. I don't want to rage bait anybody into commenting. And yeah, I just put a dislike on the video. Just hope it's like 1 in thousands compared to how many people liked it. Not really, but gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun opening the product. Oh, there's a lot of YouTube videos you can watch on building. There's a lot of videos out there that will teach you how to build a pre-release deck. That's just such a long topic that I can't cover it on this live. You've done draft though. It's similar to draft, but you're stuck with your card pool. You don't get to pick and choose. Unless your store is just doing draft, but no, usually that's not how it works. You gotta love magic. Got to love magic. Oh man. Like, so many comments I wanted to say. Like, if remember your first pre-release? I don't remember my first pre-release. I do not remember my first pre-release, but I remember a long time ago that we used to get pre-release cards that were pretty fire. Mhm. The store does chaos drafts, so that's pretty cool. Chaos drafts are fun. I did so terrible. I've done terrible on a lot of my pre-releases. For sure. Oh yeah. Woo. Man, I'm so wound up. Tempest was your first pre-release? I can't remember which one was my first pre-release that I went to, but I remember it was either Ixalan or Rise of Eldrazi. It was that era. Because I remember promo cards were sweet, mythic rares. Yeah, like you were guaranteed a certain mythic rare back in the day. At the time, I jumped into pre-releasing, and pre-releasing is addictive. Yeah. Oh, but how you guys all doing? I mean, I'm excited to go to pre-release. I made a video about me going to the pre-release yesterday. And man, I was showing them my plans to what I'm going with, and it sounds awesome. Doing good. Doing good, mood to fall. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Guys rocking it. Guys rocking it. Oscar. Doing well, he says. Doing well. That's my impression of you with that professional accent. You're like, I'm doing well. This saga was the first foil card I ever made for Magic. Yeah. Hell yeah. The saga was a good block too. I remember playing lots of cards from that set. Yeah, like Tinka. Urza. No, was that Urza? Yeah, it was one of those sets that had Tinker in it. Alright, hold on. Yeah, to turn down my volume. Lightning Dragon was the pre-release card. Hell yeah. Lightning Dragon. You gotta be filled for fire. Filled for fire. I mean, what are people expecting with what's going on? That's my curiosity. What are people expecting with what's going on? Are people too happy with Magic these days? I mean, the professor of Tulane Community College created a video asking if it's all right if he skips out on turtles. I'm like, why do you want to skip on turtles? Even in the comments, I made a comment joking about it, saying you insult me, you insult my mom, you insult my sister and her cow. But I was like, really, there's a lot of sets that come and go that don't phase me anymore enough to get into Magic buying product. You know, it's all about buying singles nowadays. Yeah, there's so many, like, Wizards has pushed the button to pull on so many emotions because making people emotional about a product sells. That's something I learned from Morrow himself. Singles outside of things, yeah. Game and Bob, quit! Everyone, quit! Run! Game and Bob. Do you know what I'm talking about? You want to jump on and talk with me about it? I think you'd be the perfect person. It's funny. So much going on. Just gotta calm down because there's just a lot of energy out there. Like we got Rising Star just making waves. So I kind of just tuned in. All right. I think you'll get a kick out of this. All right. Cool. right, that was simple. I thought it was going to take me forever to find your link. It's been a while. It's been a while. Gamma Bob. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. My brain is going nuts. I'm trying to calm down, but it's so much. Like, got trying to hold in some comments because, like, you're telling people to quit. What should they do with their cards? If they feel so passionate about Magic being dead, if like so to say, what should they do with their cards? Moving full. All right, hold on. All right. All right. All right, here we go. Woo! David Bob.
Hey, sorry about that. It took me a second to get things set up.
You're good. You're good. Wasn't sure. Usually you're busy and doing stuff, so
I usually am, but you're finding me unbusy on a Friday evening.
that's crazy. Yeah, no, he like trying to keep up the shows on the weekends hard because I'm busy with the wife on the weekends.
I feel you. I feel you.
Like,
So, kind of backfill me in on this. I mean, if I can just take the title for the context here of what you're trying to do, the Don't Quit Magic. I mean, it's fine to quit. I think a better rephrasing that would be don't sell your cards.
right.
Right.
So, hey, Mujaful.
Hey.
Hey.
I did a video. Actually, Matt and I did a long time ago, a few years back.
Mhm.
And so if you want to go look it up on our channel, I'm not going to drop a link. It's called The Revolving Door. And if you've been in Magic for any period of time, any long period of time, you'll realize that people come and go. And even you will find out that you come and go. And let me tell you, some of the biggest regrets and what I've heard over the years, over the last 30 years, are people, oh, F this game. Like, dude, where do you want to begin? Chronicles, it was even before Chronicles, right? Because you had the dark. Like people always say, oh, Chronicles was the first tragedy in Magic. People hated the dark. They really did. They're like, this is a terrible set.
Yeah,
Because they were so used to like all the sets that came before that, which isn't many. It's Alpha, Beta, Arabian Nights. And then the dark came out and they were like, oh,
well,
this is underwhelming.
I remember people did something similar. Like I came into Magic when a lot of people were quitting Magic because the power creep was too high for Mirrodin. Remember the 2004 Mirrodin block or 2005?
It was a weird time for me during that block because I was MTGO only at that time. I had a young girl, she was like 2 or 3. So I really I couldn't interface with the community much, and online wasn't really a thing. There was no YouTube. So it was very isolated in Magic. So my picture of Magic during that Mirrodin block was very limited.
All right, so to kind of fill you in about what I'm talking about, this guy just posted a video. You might see it in the near future. It's getting traction because it's like Rage Babe. The new star on the rise. I won't cut him down because he does make some, I think, decent content. But like today, Rage baited saying, if you don't like Magic, talk bad about Magic. Hate and hate like all this stuff, and he says, I'm sorry you don't like this, and like even the price of Magic and so on and so forth. And he's like, why are you still playing? Just quit Magic. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I deal with emotions not being able to afford Magic all the time. And I like yesterday I had a conversation with Tabal on a video we did. And I'm like, I'm in a space where I have to go months or sometimes even a year without being able to buy Magic cards. And sometimes it feels like it's hard to keep up because of power creep. But I still play Magic, and I still love the game. But here's this guy who's like out of context. He doesn't say it in the context, but out of context, he basically says, if you're poor, stop playing Magic. And I'm saying, and I'm talking about outside the idea of being responsible with your money, because we're responsible with our money. I don't buy Magic because we like to afford other things.
Right.
But like,
So, first of all, I'd like to say I agree with you, Lawson. My point was there have been many points in Magic where there have been low points and people quitting all throughout the years, like for whatever reason. You know, they quit when like, oh, now you're making all these different formats when it went from like there was no, standard, modern, all this stuff back in the day. You had even in the beginning, you didn't have 1 and 1.5, right?
Right.
It was just Magic, right?
Mhm.
And then they made a 1.5, and that offended some people. And then you had underpowered sets, and that offended some people. Then you had white border cards, that offended some people. Like you've always got reasons. What I'm saying is, and I'm talking way back in the day before 1997,
Mhm.
and then every step along the way, you've had some catalyst. Oh, foils are now in here. Yeah, I'm quitting Magic. Like it's just been like pick your poison. There's been something that's not making somebody happy.
Right.
But when those people quit and sell their collections, that's when you see the regret come in later because they'll return.
I remember when Mataburn was causing people to quit. When they're getting rid of Mataburn, that's such an important mechanic.
Or when they introduce planeswalkers. And my point is, and that's not even really the point. The point was the biggest regret, the common regret I've seen over the decades is when people quit.
Right.
They sell off, like the rage quitters.
Oh, yeah.
And then they regret it. Like the people that quit, let's say, I don't know, World of Warcraft, and instead of just quitting and stopping their subscription, they'll go in and delete their characters, right? And then 2 or 3 years later, that emotion dies down. They go back and they totally regret deleting all that hard work that they put in.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I've done that before with the game. I'm like, I'm going to reset the game. Like Jurassic Park Revolution. I'm like, I'm going to reset the game and start over again. And once I did, I'm like, oh, I regret every bit of this.
I've had sometimes where my last computer messed up, and I lost a lot of save files.
Woo. It's rough. That happened
happened
with my Switch a long time ago, and I lost all my progress in Animal Crossing. That pissed me off.
So for my
it's always a mess.
My 2 cents worth, sort of overall on this topic, is it's fine to quit. Everybody, I've quit. I've quit and sold my collection off. Like I sold 40 dual lands plus Scheherazade, a bunch of Legends cards for $250, which was even cheap back then because I was like, this game's dying. It was after Chronicles, then Fallen Empires, then Homelands, then Ice Age, which was okay but not great. And I'm like, this game is just, it's dying is what it felt like, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm selling it all. I don't need this stuff. Let me get something out of it.
Right.
And I regretted that 2-3 years later when I got back in the Tempest block in the Stronghold era. I was like, oh.
Well, like I understand quitting because you want to, the thing, but don't quit because someone's bullying you to.
Yeah, I'm telling you to. Yeah.
You mean like an online personality telling you to do something? Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. Don't do anything because an online personality, including me, tells you to. Right?
Right.
Like, think for yourself and don't buy things because we tell you to. Don't quit because we tell you to. Don't sell things because we tell you to. Don't even keep things because we tell you to. Think for yourself.
Right.
You should not listen to us.
Dawson says Homeland's Fallen Empire was far worse than the Dark.
It was, and that's sort of, just embracing my point of there have been many catalysts throughout the years that have caused people to quit. And what I've seen as a common thread is sometimes when people quit, especially the more angry they are, they tend to sell off. They tend to make regretful decisions, right? Yeah. And I would just caution that if you do that for whatever reason, the thing you can't take back is once you sell your shit off. Sorry, it's gone. Like you can't undo that.
Right. Can't Control Z.
There's no Control Z on that one, baby. And that is the most common regret story I hear throughout all of the Magic community over the last 30 plus years.
Right. Like how many times I've sold my collection off and sometimes I regret it, or like sometimes trading gets hard because sometimes you trade something you're like, oh God, I wish I never traded that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things that can make us feel regretful because you never know what's going to happen in the future, and you never know what you're going to be like in the future. Like I know in business they want you to have like a 5-year plan, but sometimes in reality you just don't know where you're going to be in 5 years. You don't even know if you're going to have your job.
And while that's true, I will say I have heard a few cases of people not necessarily quitting, but even selling off. And I've even done this. I had to sell my magic. It was the only thing I had of value after my second divorce. And I was taking my daughter to Disney World. Then I got slapped with an unexpected huge tax bill. And I did not have much of a choice.
Right.
It was easy. Looking back at it now, I wish I would have just, picked up a second job somehow as a single dad. I don't know how I would have done that, but sold some blood, plasma, or other bodily fluids. I don't know. Alexa, stop. I wish, looking back, that I wouldn't have sold 4 Gaia's Cradle for a total of $20.
Right.
That I wouldn't have sold 4 Mox Diamonds for less than $20. And that's exactly what I did, and I'm not even exaggerating.
Hindsight is 2020, as they
But
say.
I did it, and I would never trade the memory of taking my daughter to Disney at 6 years old. She's only going to be 6 once. I've heard other people sell their collections off, and I'm not going to drop names, because their wife got sick and they had huge medical bills.
Oh, we know someone like that.
So I know there are cases where, it behooves you to sell off things of value, but selling out of rage quitting,
Right.
That's a different story, right? Not because they're going to repo your car. It's,
Right.
F this game, I'm going to sell off. Those are the regret stories.
Yeah. I mean, don't be wrong. If I have to sell my collection for my own security, like living security and stuff, like if we need to buy a new house, or like say we had a house fire, my magic collection was saved, and knock on wood that doesn't happen. And I had to sell it to get a place to rent at least, I would do it in a heartbeat. It's just stuff. But we love the game. We've talked about the game, and we lived the game so long. It's not something we're just going to drop, and it's something you can always pick back up. But I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't.
Oh, I was saying, me being bipolar, I'm not the only person out there being bipolar who will rage bait or fall into this rage bait and just go nuts over it. Like I'm smart enough to hold my tongue. I got a wife that I have to hold my tongue with a lot when it comes to certain things said, but there's some people just don't know how to do that and just make a giant fire out of a conversation piece.
Well, I'm about to trigger you. I was going to say that. So sorry. I know this is going to trigger you. I know it's a sensitive topic, but if you find yourself in those situations, you find yourself that the cards are too expensive. And this is coming from a guy with a lot of means, right? Like I've done well enough at this point in my life that's not an issue. So I guess I'm making an appeal to ethos here that I'm sort of an authority. It's okay to proxy cards. Mm-hmm. It's okay to play for free. Go to your LGS, pick up the cards that people leave on the table. You can play Magic for free. I know that's a hot take, but you can. Oh, yeah. If you're stranded, like I'll just say somebody, a family member, this is true, and he's just getting into Magic now, and his LGS will not let him play there at all with proxies. I'm like, well then F that LGS. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't have enough money to be paying the repair bills on your truck, you shouldn't be dropping hundreds of dollars on Magic.
Right.
Yeah. And if your LGS saying, well, you can't play if you don't pay, right? Then F that LGS. It's a game. And guess what? Your financial situation is going to, if you're like a normal human being, it's going to fluctuate throughout your lifetime. Sometimes you got the money, sometimes you don't. And, if you want to consistently keep playing, you can. Just break out a Sharpie and a basic land, and boom, you got a 1 ring, right? You can even serialize that Joker.
That's right. You can serialize it 0, 2, of 1.
So, there are different ways to interact with Magic to where you don't have to break the bank. Where you don't have to quit and sell and feel exasperated that you're not able to keep up. Now, can you go do a sanctioned tournament? No. But how many people? if you want to call a pre-release a sanctioned tournament, fine. I haven't been to a sanctioned tournament in 20 plus years, like without going to pre-releases.
Right.
Not even when I went to Magic 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even play in a sanctioned tournament there.
Right.
It was, and you don't have to even going to these big events. I'm just telling you that right now. You have your commander deck. You sit down at a table. Nobody says, "Is that a proxy dual land? Is that a proxy Gaia's Cradle?" They don't care.
Right. Most people don't care in casual situations. Like most of the people who play Magic nowadays only play casual Magic.
Yeah.
Very few elitists will say, "Oh, you've got a proxy. You can't play at my table."
Well, and one thing I know for sure is like whenever they do legacy events, there's a proxy limit you can use. So they're like, this is legacy. We know there's some cards you don't afford. Here's a number. Look up the price of the cards. You can proxy that many cards.
Yeah, well, and here's the point. Like, find a way to interact and play Magic that fits your financial profile without stretching yourself out, right? Like,
right.
If the way you want to play, guess what? I get to drive a car. Do I get to drive the car of my dreams that I want? No. But can I get to the store and pick up some Taco Bell tonight? Hell yeah. Can I get my family to the hospital if they chop off a finger? Yep, sure can. Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't need that Aston Martin for $250,000, to get them there.
Well,
I can participate.
The wife and I joke about cars like that sometimes because we don't need a new car, but we're in the market of looking at new cars. Like right now, we're getting ready to move from one house to another in the same park. But after that, she wants to look at upgrading our car to be newer and more safer, and we look at some of the fancy cars out there. And we're like, that's a good car. I wonder what the insurance is going to cost. Is it worth it? And we'll joke around about paying like $500, like not $500, like $1,200 insurance on a car all the time when our insurance rates are pretty good, pretty low. And we joke about how expensive new cars are. We're like, I joked the other night when we was looking at cars, I'm like, can we just proxy a fancy car? We'll just get a car and like weld some
just
3D print it.
Yeah.
Just write Mercedes on the back.
That's right.
Why not 3D print it?
Right. That's funny. 3D print car.
Just get like a skin of a fancy car and stretch it over your car. But much to that same extent, when you look at Magic, do that same thing. You don't need the Lamborghini Aston Martin $500 collector box to play the game.
Right.
You can play it at a way that you can afford it. If you can afford the Lamborghini and want it, by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
But, if you don't get upset at the hobby. Don't get upset at others that can do things. Pick up your game the way that suits you best. Because trust me, there are far more casual people out there than the elitists that don't want you to participate if you can't afford to keep up with them financially.
Real is. Girlfriend got a box of Lauren clips today. It looks super psychedelic. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Oh, it's a great set, so I hope you enjoy the box opening.
I love the set. I will say this, but I am going to bash it a little bit. And I had a fire box. Actually, we're going to be playing our box breaks tomorrow for Commander Raids for Low.
Nice.
So I'm excited about
that.
But have you opened any of it yet? Have you had any in hand?
I don't have any in hand.
No, I mean, have you been able to actually physically touch the cards?
Yeah, I've opened 3 packs.
So they're very gritty,
and
they do that weird. I wish you could see my hands, but they do like a cupping thing, like not even foils, where you push them and they pop. Like those. What are those little things you used to put on your desk and you push them down, and they pop up?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I love the set, but the card quality, Wizards do better. It's a great set.
Like I was looking through cards today because I'm trying to find out what happened to this fight rigging I had because I'm preparing my mind for the future to get the Turtles deck, the Commander deck, and I want to upgrade it. And I already know the list is. I can't find it, but anyways, I was looking through cards and I noticed the Lauren cards and the Edge of Eternity's cards I have are very gritty. They feel very like a soft sandpaper, and they don't like to shuffle well. like when passing through cards, and you're sorting through cards in your hand, they paper together and they stick together, and I'm like, this is annoying. Well, like, wonder what factory did that, and can we talk to them?
This is not the first time. The first time I recall this type of paper quality issue was from the Core 2019. Those felt like garbage.
Somewhere in that time frame, I remember we were opening packs. We opened some packs of cards, and we got some out of one box and some out of another because we bought loose packs, and there's a quality print between the two different sets we bought, like, in time. And I can't remember what set. I think it was a master set, actually. And like, one grip of cards was smooth and from the same set, but another box, probably from a different factory, the cards quality were grainy, and
that actually happened for a number of sets between 2019 and 2021. I talked to Mark Rosewater about it a little bit, and they basically fired the guy who was doing the paper acquisition for that, because he was trying to save money, is what he told me. But it typically in that era, at least from like 2019 through 2022, I want to say, don't quote me, but like the American printed packs had that grainy quality, and the Japanese printed packs were far superior in the paper quality.
Right, makes sense.
I guess they had old paper stock that had been sitting around, and I mean, in general, the Japanese quality has been consistently better than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, that and it makes sense, like how it works that way. It just sucks that it has to make sense that way.
I don't like it, but I don't know if there was a Japanese printing of Lorwyn. I don't recall the Edge of Eternity's ones feeling bad, but I'd have to go back and feel. But I don't know that. You can tell the difference. I wish I had visuals here for you. The difference between a Japanese printed pack and an American printed or
it tells you on the pack.
No. There's actually a physical difference that you can see on the outside.
You're talking about on the card. Okay.
So on American and the Carta Mundi, they're like vertical lines on the crimper that seals the pack. On the Japanese packs, there are 3 or 4 rows of dots along the top of the pack.
I did not know that. Never paid attention to that particular thing.
And I think they also have to have a pull tab if they're Japanese, something to do with their thing over there. But if you look at them, they have like dots instead of vertical lines for the crimper. And that's how you can tell that they're Japanese.
Ruis says, we opened all the packs up earlier and 3 boosters last night. I feel like other packs have opened. It's such a fun set. Even though I'm doing as I tell people, I'm only engaging in the products I want to. All right. I only got 3 boosters. I only got 3 boosters of Lorwyn because I don't want to get too much in Lorwyn. I was just hoping to pull a couple cards. But man, I am going down on Turtles.
Hey, look, you do that. I spent ridiculously last year on Final Fantasy. Like I have, it's the biggest I've ever spent on any set in 30 years.
Well,
I spent a lot.
Watsy sure felt it.
Yeah, I'm part of that. I'm part of that boost that they got to experience. Like a lot of people haven't talked about the third quarter and don't seem to care much. I'm not sorry, third quarter, the fourth quarter full year results. And in short, I'm just going to cut it to this. There was a lot of good news in there from my perspective. Oh,
when you were on the show and I sent you the link.
There's a lot of good stuff there. I hope that they get to continue, but I think that a lot of that success, because remember, they had second print waves and all that stuff. And from what Rudy was saying for Final Fantasy, that's been selling nonstop since last June, right?
I believe.
I think a lot of the success from last year, because remember when they opened up the purchasing for that, right?
No, I do not.
They opened that up. It was so weird. Last year was the first year because they opened up the purchasing for Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, all that stuff, all at the same time, like in February, I want to say, like pre-orders and stuff. So that was very weird.
That is weird.
So I think all of last year they got a boost from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy just knocked it out of the park.
Supercharged. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my set to engage with, so I didn't engage with it. There's a couple cards I want from the set still, but I just didn't really engage with it because I didn't want to get Final Fantasy packs.
And that's fine, but you can't argue with what they're saying. You know,
No.
I think everybody would have to say, however you feel about Final Fantasy, if WotC themselves is admitting it's the best-selling set
Right.
ever,
I'm happy for
face
them.
value on that.
I'm happy for them because that was successful. Like, look, how many times have people crapped on Universes Beyond, and Universes Beyond just keeps on making the most sales. Like now, if we look at the top 3 sets, best-selling sets of Magic the Gathering ever, at least 2 of them are Universes Beyond sets.
Yeah, sure.
It's
I'll say this though: somebody was talking about this, and we looked at it a little bit. It's very up and down with Universes Beyond. Some sell like gangbusters, some don't sell at all. And like the ones I'm going to talk about real quick, I mean, people love to look at the success stories, but don't look at the failures as much. We know Spider-Man was a stinker.
Yeah.
We know, in all honesty, we know that Assassin's Creed was a stinker.
Yeah.
We know that Doctor Who, for a limited, run, did not do terrifically well.
I did not know that about Doctor Who.
No,
You know what? I just realized
What's up?
most sets that did really well did like traditional fantasy. Ones that don't sell very well. If you think.
Well, I wouldn't say that because we know that Let's look at it again. Warhammer 40K. Those decks went nuts.
Berserk. It's so bad that it even affected the MTGO players.
The Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, the Fallout sold incredibly well.
Yes, it did.
So it's very polarizing, right? They don't have a mediocre response to Universes Beyond.
Right.
So we'll see how it plays out. So some of their highs are really high, but some of their lows are pretty low.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I still like Spider-Man set till today. Like last time we went to the Comic-Con like thing we have in our town, but they call it QuadCon, but it's basically Comic-Con. I saw some Spider-Man packs, so I bought a few of them. Because Spider-Man was my jam. I like that set. I don't think it's good for drafting, but I think it's good for singles, in my opinion there. But still good.
I'm not into it. It's not mine. I bought some, and unfortunately, so
right. But what I'm saying though, because it supported mechanics that I like, and they did things with mechanics that already exist that I like, and I liked it. And like some people look at it and they're like, well, it might not have been the best selling set, but Green Goblin is doing really good in CEDH. And to me, I found a couple cards that were good for my Voltron deck, and I'm like, I really like where this set going. Now the set all together, I think the set's terrible. Not because it didn't have good cards, because they made it undraftable. They made Voltron a strategy, and they did nothing to support it.
Well, I mean, to that extent, it feels like when they put low effort into products, they do poorly, right?
Right.
It's like, duh. It's just like anything in life. When you half-ass it, don't be surprised when it doesn't produce the results you want.
Right. Right. Not everything's gonna get struck by lightning multiple times.
One thing I liked about the Final Fantasy set is it told you what game the source material came from.
Oh yeah.
Well, they put a crap ton of effort and development into Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I know it's just one of the small things that I was talking about, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. They did a lot for Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy's big. Like I like Final Fantasy. I like the older games. I never played any of the newer games to fill out those.
I don't have. Oh, sorry. I was going to say I don't have nothing to play 16 on it, but if I did, I'd probably buy 16. It looks pretty good.
Right, but I like the old games from back in the day.
Yeah.
And that I watched my brother play it, complete the games back in the day, and I'd be there telling him how to play it and supporting him playing it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my big enough jam where I was like, oh, I got to get down with this. I mean, the Final Fantasy game I like the most is half Final Fantasy, and that was Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for 4, even though they announced it 5 years ago.
Right, but even Wizards always half-asses something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they
did-
have to. Their pace is too fast. They
Right.
need to slow down.
like, did you see the Turtle Secret Lair?
Yeah, I didn't buy it.
Look. If I had the money, I'd buy it just because it's turtles. But
Which
when I
makes
look,
sense for you, but for
Right.
me, I was like, I don't care if the value's there. I don't want it.
right, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I looked at the list. Like, I'd buy it just for the cards, right? Nothing else. I
Right.
looked through the list and I saw like 1 or 2 cards I actually wanted out of the set. And I'm like, that's not worth me trying to beg the wife for spending $124 on non-foil sets of these things. I'm like,
No,
It just doesn't like. I know it might be heartbreaking, but Turtles just doesn't resonate with me. I'm
right,
a little too old for that. I was, kind of late teens and kind of beyond it. It just never resonated with me. And it's fine. Everybody's got their own different jams, right?
No,
And
no, you're good.
But
but what
it's not a big thing for me. But I don't begrudge anybody, and I don't poop on them about it.
right,
I don't think the sets, just looking at the cards, I don't think it's as great as people are like. Oh, it's pretty good. Is it better than Spider-Man? Yes, in my opinion.
right.
But is it as good as Lorwyn? Not even close, in my opinion.
No,
I don't think it's even near as good as like Tarkir was.
Packer was my jam.
I'm
That's the
just
last
saying,
pre-release I went to.
It was a better set. I think the mobilized mechanic is fun, interesting, easy to understand, good to. Anyways, I think there's just like every set,
No, you're good.
there's going to be good cards out of it, right? Like,
right.
and so if that turns out to be the case, then maybe I'll pick up some singles. But there's nothing screaming at me saying, "Oh, you got to get it." I did buy. That being said, I did buy the PVE team up.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of those because PVE is my jam.
Mhm.
I'm super happy that they put it in.
Oh yeah.
And today I bought 2 of the commander decks
Nice.
on pre-order. So, I like having commander decks around, especially since there's so many, unique to Magic cards in there.
Mhm.
Was there like 30 plus cards in there that are new to Magic?
Mhm. And like, it looks like a fun deck to play. Even like, I went through the list with Hillbilly, and I'm like, there's a few cards they put in there just because they wanted to put them in there. I'm like, you can take these out and upgrade this deck easy. But like, my wife got me the team up box too, because she said that's the way she'll play Magic.
Then why doesn't she play Commander Raids?
I tried to get her into trying it, and she's like, sounds like a lot of work.
Just build her a deck. It's not whatever.
Right.
I think
Well,
it's going to be simpler than the Turtle team up.
Right.
I would just wish Forge would add like raids or commander raids. There's some commander decks that are AI controllable, so you can use the AI. And I wish it would add raid mode to it.
Right. It looks like, but like the cool thing about the team up box, once you open it, there's 4 packs in there for you to open or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't like, they're just 4 packs in the box to go with the price range.
So, honestly, full transparency, the main reason I bought it is because I look at all of the PVE formats, and perhaps I want to incorporate some of the mechanics there or some of what they're doing. Like I do want to do what Gavin Dugan taught me in Vegas, where he's the first person I saw putting plane chase cards, and I think that could be interesting to throw into a different flavor of Commander Raids as well.
I thought of something like that, creating custom plane chase cards for other games for Magic, to play around it and try to fit around people's play styles. Because I thought that would be an interesting thing, and I also thought about doing the same thing with like creating a card game. I'm like, well, what if I did a plane chase thing? Then I'm like, oh, that's basically this old game from back in the day. Was it Chaos or something like that? Chaotic, that's what it was called. And I'm like, oh. But yeah, no, it's like I think Raids could do a lot with like a plane chase variant. Like, it could have cards in there that help your team, your guys' team, or it helps the boss's team. You never know what's going to flip into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's growing slowly. I really wish that there would be it's not that I'm trying to do it for money. That's never been a desire, but most of the people that have tried it have enjoyed it, and it's
Right.
certainly an excellent way to get new people into playing Magic. And I think it would be a service to the hobby if people knew about it. I keep waiting for that moment where, I don't know, somebody with a lot more visibility than us.
Have you thought about
Yeah,
taking it to MagicCon?
Well, I don't want to go to Magic Con. I do take it. I took it to Gen Con, and I'm going
Gen
to take
Con?
it again this year. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if it was MagicCon you went to or Gen Con. I can't remember.
I did go to Magic Con then 30, but then I went to Gen Con a couple of years ago when Lorcana came out. And
Oh yeah.
we're going again this year, so
Nice.
I'll take it this year.
Yeah. Like that's pretty cool. You get to go to things like that. Like if I had the money, I'd set up a booth at the QuadCon and try to get a Magic event going on there. I mean, it felt funny because like something that funny that happened to me was the wife and I were there early. We're like the fourth, fifth people in line to get into QuadCon, and for waiting in line. And for the first 50 people, they handed out Pokemon cards. And I was going to make a joke about how they didn't give me a Black Lotus. But the guy hands me a card that has a picture of a lotus on it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. It's like, it wasn't exactly a lotus, but it was like a purple flower that looked like a lotus. I'm Squirrel. Hello. DeLawson says, I am going to Gen Con too. Nice.
Oh, nice. Well, you can meet up with us. There's going to be a few of us content creators. My whole team, Matt and I, BBD's going. Then there's going to be a couple others. So we're going to have a little bit of a crew there. Feel welcome to approach us. We're certainly going to be there. I don't know that we're going to do any events, but if you've never played Commander Raids, you could play that with us in person.
Yeah. Check out the gaming table. See if anybody has like a laminated sheet of paper out rolling dice while playing Magic. And that's not a jab at you. That's how I imagine you looking at it, like you're rolling dice.
Actually, we're savvier than that. Matt created an app on for Androids.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for Commander Raids. So there's a companion app for Raids.
Nice.
That runs the dice rolls and keeps track of the rounds and does all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a lot more savvier.
Savvier. I mean, but we still, we'll still have the rules printed out. I'm more of a caveman because I'm on iPhone. First of all, he doesn't have an iPhone app for it.
Right.
And I give out the raid monster token creatures that it can create. I had a few hundred of them made up, and so I give those out as a, hey, try the game out and take these tokens with you. When I show people the game. But yeah, I mean, we'll be there for sure. And certainly I'm always willing to teach people how to play it. And even if you've never played Magic before and you want a lot of people are, kind of intimidated to approach Magic, especially, like, and I don't mean this to bash women in any way, but women typically are like, no. And I think a lot of it is just, it's a very competitive game by nature usually, and Raids is cooperative. So it's a lot gentler and more casual way to get, younger folks or your girlfriends, or your wives, or others that typically just wouldn't play. It's an inoffensive way to introduce them to the hobby.
Right.
I didn't get up here to shill for Raids. Sorry. But it's pretty much the way I look at Magic anymore. So like when I look at sets, it's funny because the cards that are just absolutely bombs in Commander Raids, they're like 15 cents. They're like, oh, but when I see cards being spoiled, my first thought, it used to be Commander, right? But now it's, oh, that would be great, Commander Raids. So
no, I have a deck specifically built for Commander Raids, and it's basically a riff off your group hug deck.
It's still my favorite deck by far. Like, I still keep tweaking it.
Who doesn't love a good group hug?
Oh, and in Commander Raids, it's so busted. Like, it just, I'm tuning it down because, like, my partners never want me to play it because it just pretty much means, oh, we're gonna win.
Right.
I have to kind of branch out or tone it down a bit.
Oh, that reminds me. Where is it?
But if you haven't tried it, by all means, reach out to me, and I'm always willing to, teach people online as long as you have a way to get on like Spell Table or Discord. Visually.
What is it? Really quick. Still got those custom tokens.
Yep, those are the ones that I give out.
Yeah.
Nice. Got 2 of them.
Your Commander Raid monsters. Yeah. Yeah.
And even still, if you look, you have like the OG. I don't want to call it a misprint because Death Touch is not a real word.
Right.
So put the little red squiggly line under Death Touch.
Right.
Because it thinks it's a misspelling. It's like, no, that's how it's spelled. And I didn't realize that before I sent them to print.
Right.
Oh.
that it had that squiggly line.
Yeah, they still do. I still remember that conversation.
So that's kind of funny.
I have them with my feature side books. Right. Anyways, my friend.
I'm gonna have to get rolling here. It's time for
Well,
me
you're
to
good
pay
because
my
I was
bills.
about to close off the show because I gotta go too.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Thank you everybody for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for chilling out and hanging out while I decompressed from that video.
Hopefully you're feeling better. I hope so.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I helped you decompress.
you did.
Yeah.
Give him a Bob. Always has good advice. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go with this video today.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat.